What's your name?
Russell Monical.
When were you born?
3/24/18.
Okay, and how many brothers and sisters did you have?
There's 11 in my family. One died at infancy and one died at 16, so there was 9 of us that reached maturity.
And where were you born?
Cimarron.
How have you lived here all your life?
I was 6 years in the Navy, and then I was 1 year in junior college.
When you were in school, did you have like a job?
No, well, lived on a farm and helped milk 40 some cows before we went to school in the morning. That was a job.
And like, when you were during the dust storms, was it hard to get the animals rounded up?
I didn't quite hear you.
During the dust storms, like, was it hard to get the animals?
It was. We didn't even get to finish our senior year in high school, and Dirk was so bad that they just sent us our diplomas, and it was horrible. People lost their lives from that dust pneumonia, they called it, but it was just.
Do you remember like grasshopper plagues? Do you remember grasshoppers coming?
Oh yes.
Was there a lot of them?
Yes, there was at time. Some years it all depended on the hatch and whatnot, but then after they come up with grasshopper poison and stuff like that, well, we could control the grasshoppers.
Was it really hot?
Oh, no different than it is now, I don't think. There's more wind, it seems like, then than there is now. But
Do you remember any jackrabbit drives?
oh yes, we attended a lot of them.
Like how many jackrabbits do you think you got in one?
But I have no idea, but grasshoppers had really, or jackrabbits had really taken over, but they would they decided to drive like 4 sections, you know, people around there all work toward the middle. You get coyotes in there, or once in a while you get a deer, and people go in and club the jackrabbits and kill them, and they sit the meat or the rabbits someplace for food for animals in zoos and things like that.
Yeah. Did you eat them?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Now, when we were younger, we ate rabbit, but at least a tame, or not a tame rabbit, but a young rabbit. And I mean, it was just like chicken. It was that good.
Okay. Did you have any like entertainment during the dust storm, or could you not do anything?
No, you couldn't go any place, and like when they finally turned school out, and that's about all you could do was just stay at home. And it would run in the dirt. If you drove a car in the dirt, it would run. It would chuck so much dirt in there and just eat it up.
Okay. Do you remember like any really bad ones?
But,
do you remember any really bad ones? Really bad dust ones?
oh, we had a blizzard in 1 year that killed an awful lot of cattle. I think we lost something like 40 head of cattle. They were in a lot, you know, with protection, but they still froze to death.
Yeah. Did you ever like know anybody that like got lost in one?
Not really. I mean, it becomes where you just stayed put until it cleared up.
Like, did all your food have like dirt in it?
You had dirt and everything. There's no way you could keep it out. I mean, we used to take gunny sacks, if you know what that is, and split them and hang them on the windows and wet them down. But then they'd soon be clogged up. You'd have to go beat the dirt off of them, and then they'd just go away just like a cave, you know, just like the wind does now. It'll die down, and that's the size of it.
Okay. All right. Now this is about the war. Like, what news did you hear about the war before the U.S. was in it?
What'd you say?
What news did you hear about the war before the U.S. was in it?
Well, we knew we were going to war with Japan. I mean, everybody knew that. We just didn't know when. And to this day, I will always believe that we knew that Japan was going to strike Pearl Harbor, but we didn't think they'd do the damage they did.
Yeah. Were you in the service before they struck Pearl Harbor?
Yes, I joined in January the 16th of 1941.
Were you anywhere near Pearl Harbor when it happened?
What?
Were you anywhere near Pearl Harbor when it happened?
Just about a day out of, maybe a day and a half out of Pearl Harbor. We were on our way. I was on a new submarine, and we were on our way there.
What was it like to be on a submarine? I mean, was it really confined?
Well, they were, I don't say we pushed the panic button, but we took extreme caution, you know, so that nothing would get out. I mean, they wouldn't let us talk to anybody or things like that. They just clamped down everything.
Were all your brothers and sisters in the war?
Yes, and I'm real proud of that fact. Out of 9 of us living, 7 of us served in World War II, but my folks never ever got any recognition for that. And I always felt kind of bad about that because, you know, that was a heck of a strain on both of them and whatnot. But luckily, none of us was killed. Come close a couple times.
Were like any of your brothers and sisters actually fighting? Were any of them actually fighting? Did they shoot people?
My sister Alice was in went into France in Germany. She was a nurse and everything like that. And then my older brother Bob he was stationed in England driving a truck. Then Ralph and Bill were both younger, and they served too. I ran into my brother in Pearl Harbor one time. He was on an aircraft carrier, the Yorktown, and we docked just ahead of him, and I didn't know that was the Yorktown, or he didn't know that, but we happened to find out. We got together, had a nice time out in Pearl, if you can call it that.
Okay. What made you want to be a submarine veteran? Did they just put you there?
Oh, I asked for it because, the chief influenced me. Told me, he said, because I come from a large family, he said, you won't have any trouble getting along. And he said, there is confinement and stuff like that. And so, then that extra pay. And it was also called an Hungary Navy, blue jeans, you know, they weren't as strict as the surface Navy, and then our officers were just like we were. If you couldn't get along, they didn't keep you, they just transfer you off, and that was the size of it. So we was real fortunate of the people that we had. I mean,
did you have friends on there? Did you have friends on the submarine?
Oh yes, a lot of friends.
Do you still keep in touch with them, or?
I do, a couple of them. Couple of down in Florida. A young man, I get a Christmas card from him. I sent him and his wife one, and then there's several others that I correspond with that we were close to.
And, were you ever in a war? Did you ever go? Were you ever fighting? Did you ever shoot people? Did you get shot at?
What?
Did people shoot at you?
Oh yes.
Did you ever get hit?
No. It was real fortunate. I always felt kind of odd about this. I had a machine gun on battle surface, and the Japs had a lot of little boats out. We call them picket boats that were out giving our positions away and everything like that. And this one boat had just one old Jap in it because he's out there with rice, catch his own fish, and that's where they lived. And he was kind of foxy. They had a boat made of balsa wood, which doesn't sink. And I don't know how much ammunition we wasted on that guy, but we finally got him. I and another guy were the only two firing from that side of the ship, and we got him. But, and that still haunts me, waking up at night or dreaming about that guy getting his head blown off, War's not a pretty picture, I'll tell you.
Is that like the only one you ever remember, like vividly killing?
That's what?
Is that the only one you ever remember, like vividly
Oh,
killing?
yeah, but I mean, just like every time we sunk a ship, well, there's no telling how many people went down on the ship and everything like that. But
Did you sink a lot of ships?
we got, I think 17 confirmed, and a couple of, you had to prove that you sank a ship. By that, I mean, we had to take photographs. So we had a Eastman Kodak, there was one of the members aboard a boat, and he designed a camera to take pictures through a telescope. And we had to picture that, at night. If you sunk at night, which is our favorite time, was picture of it burning or something like that, so, and then they give you credit for it.
How was the food on the submarine?
Food was the best in the Navy. I mean, they really fed us good. I mean, of course, going to sea for 60 days at a time, you didn't run out of fresh stuff and things like that, but we had just, you could never complain about the food. We had good cooks, and the officers ate the same food that we did, so theirs was just served by a mess attendant. We helped ourselves, but, that's part of it.
Where did you enlist at?
I enlisted in Garden City. Knew I was going to be drafted, but I didn't like a draft board member here, and so I went up to Garden City and joined the Navy, but I told them I would wait to go until I was drafted, and they agreed because they was having a hard time of fulfilling their quotas. And when I got my notice, well, I called them on a Friday, and they said show up Monday, and that was January the 16th, 41. So I was on my way.
And like before that, do you ever, or like, I don't know if you have anything to do with this, but like shortages of food, was that why you were away at war?
No, we never like food.
Or like ration cards, did you ever have to deal with those?
What?
Did you ever have to use a ration card?
My folks did, but we didn't.
I didn't know if that was like, okay. And like, the branch of war you served in would be like?
The Navy submarine.
Yeah, the Navy submarine. And like, where did you go, like on the submarine? Did you just?
Well, from Garden City, I went to Great Lakes, Illinois, just north of Chicago, where I took my boot camp training in the middle of winter, and it was cold. And there, then I went to a electrical school and a gyro compass school and things like that, and then from there to submarines.
And then like after you went to war, like where were you at? Like,
We operated out of Pearl Harbor mostly, and then we went into Australia one year, which was wonderful. Great people down there.
Did you get to go on land like that?
Oh yeah, after Pearl Run, we get 2 weeks in a hotel put up while they worked on our boat and to refit it, as they call it. And then when that was up, we had to take a third of a new crew on every time, so we had training to train them, and that was very important because every job on a submarine is important. Any one person could sink a ship, just your own ship, but I always liked that because it just made me feel safer that everybody knew what they was doing, and our officers the same way. I mean, they had to take the training just like we did.
And like what jobs did you have?
I was a motor machinist mate that was running the diesel engines and auxiliary, which is air compressors and stuff like that.
Okay. And do you remember any really specific battles besides that one?
Well, Battle of Midway, we were in that. We never sighted any enemy. Somebody sighted us. They fired 2 torpedoes at us, but they missed, fortunately. That was just about the size of that.
And like, okay. Like, what year did you get back from the war? Or like, when did you come back from the war?
Well, when the war's over, I still had several years to serve, because I'd enlisted for 6 years, and I spent them on the East Coast of submarine base, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, stuff like that.
And, like, what did you do there? Did you just... What did you do there? Did you just have, like...
I still didn't understand your question.
What did you do there? Like...
What do we do there? We just practice, train, and everything like that.
Okay. And like after that, what did you come back and do?
I come back and went to farming. I decided to stay in, and I changed my mind, and I come back and helped my father for a year or two, and then I bought some land and farmed on it.
Were you married before you went to war, or?
No, I was going with my wife, but we didn't get married. I come back on leave in December of 1943, and we were married then.
And was that when you were still in the Army?
Yes.
And so did she go to Portland?
Yes, she went with me to, we lived in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is a submarine base, and New London, Connecticut, which is a real base, the school of all submarine headquarters.
Okay, and what is like this stuff that you have?
What
is like this stuff you have?
I got that, and this in here is the 5th highest ranking medal you can get.
And do you have this for just being in the war, for like?
I never did tell my kids what it was for, and I did, because I had a couple of boys, and I figured they might get in the service, or have to go to the service and go out, try to outdo me and get killed or something like that. They don't even know what it was for.
So you showed it to them, they just didn't know what it was for? You showed it to them, they just didn't know
Yeah,
what it was for?
I give it to my grandson, I give him to Matt, and he keeps all that stuff.
Yeah, and what's this?
That's when I got this medal. That's Admiral Nummett, the biggest man we had.
And he was your officer?
Well, he was, Admiral Nummett was the commander-in-chief of all the Navy in the Pacific War. Here is a picture of our crew. This was taken up in Dutch Harbor, Alaska. We had a kid with appendicitis, and we had to go in there to...
In Alaska?
Out in the islands.
Was it really cold there?
Well, this was in summertime, and it wasn't that bad. If you see, most of us were wearing coats. I think there's one. Could you pick me out of that bunch?
No, there's too many of them. They all look the same.
Yeah, real plain. Well, now I've got to look right there. This guy right here.
Did you know that guy beside you?
What?
Did you know?
Oh yeah, he knew everybody. I mean, we slept real in close quarters, and...
Did you ever get, like, claustrophobic?
It never bothered me because it bothered some people. Some people just couldn't take it, but what they do with him is just put nothing in their record and just send them to what we call surface crap. And it just went from there, but it was, most people, knew what they was getting into and could take it.
Okay, and then after, is that what you did for the rest, like farmed?
Yes. Then I started carrying mail. I don't remember which that was. I took the application or took the test for it, got the job, but I carried mail in for, I ended up with 30 some years of service to the government.
Okay, and let me see if that's about all I have. How did you feel about the war?
Oh, it was something that they say we had to do, but I have always felt like this, that the people that profited from the war and whatnot, they had to go out and fight, there wouldn't be very many wars. But it's a different story, you know, they tell you to go out and fight and they stay back home, but you know, that's been the history of our world is fighting. And usually it's a difference in religion, you know, that used to cause all the wars. That wasn't particularly the case in World War II, but like they told us that was a war to end all the wars, and we've been fighting ever since, so.
Yeah.
It's a way of life.
Did the war change any of like your activities or habits? Like.
No, not really.
Were you like ever in a community where you were like treated differently because of?
No.
Okay, and okay. Did you have entertainment like on the submarine? Did you ever do anything like? Did you ever do anything for fun on the submarine?
Well, we played cribbage. Everybody played cribbage, even the officers. We'd have contests, you know, and stuff like that. The officers get in with it, and get it. And our captain was pretty good, but he could be beaten. So.
Did you ever worry that we might not win?
Never doubt in my mind. It was just like I told my dad, and that was wrong. When I come home on leave just before the war started, I said we could whip the Japs in 6 weeks. Well, more like 6 years.
Did like anyone you know get killed?
Oh yes, I had lots of. Like I say, we took a third of the crew off every time I make a patrol run, and they'd go to other boats and things like that. And there was, a lot of them that are good friends that died. And there's, people like my age, I'm 84, and are dying today. I mean, just old age and things like that.
Like, do you know anybody from Cimarron that got killed?
That got killed? Dwight Roberts. And the Robo boy when we had a VFW here, the post was named after Robert Robo. And Dwight Roberts was on one of the battleships that took a bomb straight down in Arizona. And I mean, he never knew they don't know what hit him or anything like that. And Robo was killed in one of the islands. I forget which one, but he was the last one killed in World War II from here.
Did you go to Hawaii on a submarine, or did you like fly there?
On a submarine.
Okay, where did you leave from?
New London, Connecticut. Went through the canal, which is to somebody from Kansas. That's quite a deal to see that. See the iguanas. We was always warned never eat fried chicken in Panama. Because 9 times out of 10 it'd be iguana. Their meat was the same color as the chicken, But I never got that far. We ate our own food.
Okay, and okay, did the war have any effect on your physical or mental health or that of others?
Oh, I don't think it bothered me. I mean, some people it did, but it was something that we had to do, and just one of those things, go out and do it and get it over with.
Okay, have you visited any like memorials or participated in any ceremonies?
Yes, we had an organization in Kansas, and then the national organization I belong to, both of them. We have a memorial in Wichita, one of the parks, and then there's a national memorial in London, Connecticut, the headquarters, and also one in Washington, D.C. that I've never been to.
When you got to Hawaii after Pearl Harbor, was like everything was it chaotic?
Well, yes, when they put so many servicemen in there, I mean, it was just, Hawaii is not an awful big place, but they dumped like 600,000 servicemen in there, Marines, Army, and Navy, and everything. it's kind of messed up. I mean, I just didn't do much messing around out there, to tell you the truth. I mean, it just wasn't worth it.
Have you ever been to Hawaii since the war?
No, I haven't. I have no desire to go back because when I was there, it was uncluttered. It was primarily owned by 5 families, English families, and it was beautiful. The first time I'd ever seen anything like that. Diamond Head, you know, and all that. It's really something else.
Okay, and okay, sorry, hold on. I think that's. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, like I say about being 7 of us in the service at one time, and this is the invitation I got to President Bush's inaugural and all that.
Is this the first President Bush?
Yes.
Okay.
See, we picked him out of the water out in the Mississippi. He got shot down.
Mm-hmm. Your boat did?
His airplane did.
Oh.
He was flying a bomber, a single engine bomber, but it had a radio on and a machine gunner on it, and both of them never made it, but Bush did. He wasn't in the water too long, but we picked up a bunch of other pilots. We hated that kind of duty because we had to stay on the surface and a submarine stopped on the surface just to sit and duck for somebody with a gun, you know.
Yeah.
But we did. I think we picked up 19 flyers or something like that.
Okay, and how did you feel when the war ended?
Happy.
You were happy?
Yes. It was, I'd come back, my wife was back here, we lost a child, our first child, and I come back and got her, and we was on our way back to the East Coast when the war ended, and I mean, it was just something you couldn't believe. We stopped someplace to try to spend the night in Ohio, and people were just, you know, so excited and so happy that the war was over. You couldn't get any rest, you couldn't do anything. The serviceman, you know, was great big then, but as soon as the war was over with, they soon forgot that.
Okay, and that's it, basically. Okay, so thank you.
That's all right. I think we got a real good bunch of young people. Of course, Matt was one of my favorites and everything like that. You young people are honestly the greatest in the world right here in western Kansas. Sure, you get a bad one every once in a while, but the good outnumbers the bad so far. It's just real pathetic.